Denisha Shalane, and I would like to welcome you to the Sister Series with Saved in Style. We will be having Sister Talk, which is sisters strengthening sisters through real conversations.
Hi, my name is Kenisha.
Hey everybody, I'm Leslie.
Hi, I'm Sharina.
Today's topic is courtship. I mean, from your perspective, what's the difference between dating and courtship?
Well, to me, dating, like we talked about, dating is broken. Dating is out. Like, dating is not even anywhere on my radar when I talk to women, to single women. Like, dating to me seems more frivolous, you know, like
Yes.
We're hanging out, we are talking on the phone, we're being booed up, we're kissing, we're maybe even having sex with each other. And it's like, let's just flow and see what happens. You know what I mean? Whereas courtship, it's like, I am preserved for the Lord. You are preserved for the Lord. What is the Lord saying? Is he calling us together? Because when I was single, I got to a point where I said, you know what, Lord? I don't even want a man to ask for my phone number unless he has a word from you.
Amen.
You know, the Lord can speak to us ahead of time, even before we enter into courtship, because when you shouldn't just enter into a courtship lightly either. You should have some kind of word from God, some kind of unction in your spirit, some kind of confirmation to go along with that, even before you enter into a courtship. So courtship is just a lot more purposeful, and it's just, there's a lot more purity that goes along with that, and standards, godly standards that enter into my mind when I think about that. And as we can see, dating doesn't work. Look at all the abortions going on, and that's a lot of times it's from people dating and doing things they shouldn't be doing with people they don't really want to be with, and then a baby comes out of that, and it's like, we don't want this baby, you know. And then even if there's no abortions, then you have children born to unwed parents, and that puts such a hardship on the children, you know what I mean? And so it's like dating, there's so many broken hearts and broken stories and broken lives that have come from people just dating and hanging out. And so courtship just takes it to that next level of responsibility and purpose and purity that we need so that our communities can have healthy families.
I agree, because I think that when you date, you're like just out there, and basically you're opening yourself up to a lot of unnecessary things, and it could become a distraction. So basically courtship is purpose, and doing it in a God-ordained way, and also having that accountability. Amen.
What do you guys think about that?
Wow, everybody looked good at me.
Well, you're recording right now. Since you're recording.
I totally agree with you. I think the biggest thing for me, when you're thinking about courtship, and if you're looking for that person that God has for you, I think for me the biggest thing before courtship is the preparation that you do with yourself and your own individual singlehood before you get to courtship. Because everybody puts the focus on, is this the one? Am I going to meet the one? God, where's my husband? You know, is she the one? But have you made sure that you have gotten yourself together to a point that you are the one for someone? So I think a lot of times we put so much focus on courtship, and we should be putting the focus on getting yourself together. You know, is there something that you should be doing in ministry? Is there something that you need to be doing, finishing your degree, something with your career, dating yourself, taking yourself out to dinner, going to a movie, just getting to know you. So that way when you do get to courtship, you're not looking for a courtship to fulfill you or to make you a whole person. You're already a whole person. So when courtship comes, you know yourself, you like yourself. So it makes it that much easier when you're meeting somebody. You don't have to worry about, is this the person that's going to complete me, because you don't even know who you are. So I think courtship is definitely important, but I think that area before courtship is something that you really need to focus on.
In the scripture, 1 Corinthians 7:32 talks about it best when Paul tells us that, you know, the married woman, she has to think about her family. She has to think about her husband and taking care of her responsibilities at home. While you're single, you only have to think about doing the work of the Lord, think about getting yourself together, and it's time, just valuable time. And a lot of people, they sit and they waste a lot of the valuable time that God gives us. Wanting a husband, praying for a husband, crying over a husband, crying because they're single. And you know, it's time for us to be productive. And what happens is a lot of women don't complete their season of singleness, and then they go into marriage and they're feeling unfulfilled. They wish they would have did this. They have all these regrets and remorse. If they would just enjoy their singlehood and take advantage of it, I think it would be much different.
That's awesome.
So we want to thank you for tuning in to the Sister Series. Be sure to watch Courtship Part 2.